Oh my, what a game one it was for the Pacers as they take a 1-0 lead in the NBA Finals. And we take a little bit of a rest day here in OKC.
Thousands of drivers didn't get the message to slow down in a northeast side construction zone, and now they're getting something in the mail. And school may be out, but the learning doesn't end. The critical lessons these young men are taking the time to grasp could one day save their lives.
From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
Tyrese Halliburton comes through in the clutch once again. A game-winning bucket with 0.3 of a second on the clock to give the Pacers a 1-0 lead against the Thunder in the NBA Finals. It is a shot we could just watch over and over again. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. It's only one win, but right now it is one of the biggest in Pacers history. The city still buzzing the day after that amazing finish. Our Brad Brown continues our coverage tonight in Oklahoma City.
Well, after the wild game one that we had here in Oklahoma City, we needed a little R&R on this Friday. So we come to Wheeler Park just outside of downtown as we move ahead with the NBA Finals and the Pacers here on the road. Man, there is just so much buzz back in Indianapolis, and here in Oklahoma City, the chatter is still very much about how the Thunder lost that one at the end. But of course, for the Pacers, all the talk about Tyrese Halliburton and the big shot that sent the Pacers to a 111-110 win and a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 series.
I think as a group, we never think the game is over, ever. Honestly speaking, ever. That never creeps in. I think we just keep talking as a group is how can we walk this team down. So it's at 12 going into halftime. We talk about if we can win 1 quarter by 6, 1 quarter by 7, we'll be in a great spot.
So as soon as he jumped up to shoot, I was like, oh, that's good. Every time he leaves his hands in those situations, I just think it's good. So, he's a special player, special talent, and he continues to show after show after show. It's ridiculous, man.
We stay with it. Like you said, we've been in positions like this throughout the whole season, not only in the playoffs, and we feel normal, and we know what we got to do, who we got to give the ball to, and just watch magic happen. That's it.
We just do a great job of leaning on each other, understanding that this crowd and this environment is amazing. They love basketball here, similar to how it is in Indiana. And now that, we've got a game under our belt, and I thought we did a great job of responding in the second half. We didn't turn the ball over as much in the second half. That's more of a recipe for success.
All right, now that was a wild ride last night, and I know what you're thinking. Brad, there's a Ferris wheel back there. Well, yeah, it is. It's the Wheeler Wheel. Coming up at 6, we'll take a ride and talk more about Game 1 and look ahead to Game 2 here as the Pacers try to take an even bigger lead in this NBA Finals. In Oklahoma City, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
All right, Brad, looks beautiful there. Well, thousands of fans watched the big win from Gainbridge Fieldhouse last night, and there will be another watch party Sunday night. But we are sorry to tell you it did sell out this morning in just a couple of hours. However, the city of Fishers will be holding outdoor watch parties Sunday and when the Pacers return home for games 3 and 4 on Wednesday and Friday of next week. You can watch the games on the big screen at the Nickel Plate District Amphitheater for free. Food trucks and beverage vendors will be on site, and you can also bring your own food. You're encouraged as well to bring lawn chairs and blankets. The fun will begin each night at 7 o'clock. Complete coverage of Game 2 is on WRTV Sunday. The playoff push pregame show is at 7. Game coverage begins at 7:30, and the Lily postgame show is at 11. An Oklahoma City doctor is caught in the middle of rooting for the state that raised him and the place he now calls home. Dr. Trent Tipple is the section chief of neonatal perinatal medicine at the University of Oklahoma Health. He's from Indiana, did his undergrad at Butler before getting his medical degree from IU. While attending medical school, Dr. Tipple worked for the Pacers, selling merchandise at Market Square Arena on game days. Well, he's now dealing with divided loyalties. He's become a Thunder fan and has season tickets for half of the games.
It's that same level of intensity where everyone's engaged. And so being from Indiana where, Rick Carlisle said it, right? 49 states is basketball, but it's Indiana. So to have that sensation here, this far west, has been a lot of fun for us.
Dr. Tipple says there is nothing quite like the energy of a playoff run, especially after attending Game 1 last night. He added that Paycom Center reminds him a lot of Market Square Arena, same kind of atmosphere and excitement. And Todd, it really was quite a game last night. I know you were telling us there were some storms around OKC last night, and now we're tracking a chance of storms here.
Yeah, you know, there's a chance of an isolated storm in southern locations this evening. Most of us get through this Friday evening just dry. That is the good news here, Nicole, and going forward into the weekend, there will be some storm chances at times. As far as your temperatures go, we're in the 70s right now. When you walk outside, you know it's really muggy, it's really humid, and as a result, these temperatures feel a little bit warm, and you'll definitely work up a sweat, and you can see that haze out there as you look from IMS back towards downtown Indianapolis. With the haze, a little more difficult than normal to see the city skyline, but radar is nice and quiet as of right now in most of central Indiana. You do see some showers starting to make their way into the Terre Haute area, and as we work our way throughout the evening hours, the further south you are, especially south of I-70, you'll have the better chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms. The worst of the weather, though, should stay right along the Ohio River here. That's where the strongest storms will be, but it's not out of the question that some of you will have a shower or two or a rumble of thunder through about 8, 9 o'clock, and then once the sun sets, it's really just a stray shower going forward, nothing major. Temperatures will be in the 70s, and you can see a couple of those stronger storms from Bloomington to, say, Columbus and then south. Wind and hail would be the main threats if you do see those storms, and then that wave of rain moves through. Most of your Saturday's dry. Will just build in the chance of a few isolated storms in the afternoon, and then once we get to Saturday night into Sunday, that's when some heavier rain moves in. But the good news is most of that will be while you're sleeping, Nicole. More on that weekend forecast in just a couple minutes.
An off-duty Anderson police officer is now charged in a neighborhood shooting here in Marion County. Marion County Prosecutor's Office announced charges today against 34-year-old Maurice McGee. He's accused of taking part in an exchange of gunfire in Woodruff Place near Arsenal Tech High School on the morning of May 19th. Police learned McGee was involved in the incident after his personal vehicle was stolen. According to court documents, it's believed McGee tracked down his vehicle using an Apple tag. He and another person were reportedly armed in another vehicle, collided with the driver of the stolen vehicle, and exchanged gunfire with the occupants. One bullet went through an 8-year-old's window. McGee is charged with criminal recklessness. He's been a member of the Anderson Police Department for about 2 years and is currently on administrative leave. Thousands of drivers have been warned after they were caught speeding in a construction zone on the northeast side. INDOT and construction workers say those notices are working. WRTV's Meredith Hackler shows us they want a speed control program to expand into the future.
This construction site on I-70 in Hancock County was one of the first sites to get speed enforcement cameras installed. Workers here say they noticed a huge difference when drivers were passing through.
Our office, everyone comes through our office, and so we want everybody to be able to go home.
According to the Indiana Department of Labor, nationally, there are approximately 40,000 crashes in work zones every year. Chad Scott advocated for the speed control pilot program because he has seen the carnage that speeding in a work zone can create.
I've lost a coworker in the past. I've seen that tragedy from a distracted driver that was in our zone. And, you know, I don't ever want to have to go through that again.
And he feels the best way to accomplish that is by continuing the program. INDOT began enforcing the program on May 5th. So far, they've sent out 25,000 first violation warnings for drivers who were going 11 miles over the speed limit in the ClearPath I-465, I-69 construction area.
The first tickets, with fines associated could happen at any time. We were up over that 25,000 mark for first violations. So second violations, could happen really at any time.
A ticket that could serve as a life-saving deterrent and program that road workers say is making them and drivers safer.
The traveling public started to actually slow down and pay attention to the speed limit sign, so it was awesome.
Shortly after those were implemented, we could see, and everyone that was working on site could see the drastic slowdown in traffic.
Meredith Hackler, WRTV.
INDOT says it hasn't fined anybody yet, but they will if someone is caught speeding in one of the zones a second time. This 5-year program allows for speed cameras in 4 sites across the state. The only site currently active right now is that Clear Path construction zone. That's at I-465 and I-69. New at 5 o'clock, it's official. Tuition will remain frozen for Purdue University undergrads in West Lafayette and Indianapolis for the next 2 academic years. The Board of Trustees approved that today. This makes the 13th and 14th straight years that tuition and mandatory fees won't increase for all undergrads on those campuses. Base tuition and fees for Indiana residents is under $10,000 a year. Also, at today's meeting, the board endorsed a comprehensive plan for the Purdue campus in Indianapolis. It's a 50-year plan, which includes 16 new buildings on 28 acres, including dorms, to support an eventual enrollment of up to 15,000 students. The first step in the master plan is already underway with the recent groundbreaking of the Academic Success Building near Michigan and West Street. Purdue University in Indianapolis launched a year after the dissolution of IUPUI. Learning life lessons and staying out of trouble are what a local camp hopes its 65 campers will accomplish this summer. Young Men Incorporated works to help boys become young men. WRTV's Rachel Wilkerson shows us it's also building family relationships.
Parents and grandparents tell me that Young Men Incorporated has truly made a difference in their youngsters' life. They've seen growth, maturity, and discipline.
Camp has really changed him in the last 4 years. He has changed his attitude. He has changed the way he responds to me. I see more effort in chores in his behavior in school. I see everything change in him.
Nina Smith says Young Men Incorporated is more than a summer camp. It's life-changing for her son, Xavier Brown.
I have problems that I have, and I'm fixing them now, and this camp helps me.
The camp, held by Reverend Malachi Walker and peers, lasts through July.
Reverend Malachi has changed a lot of these boys' lives.
This year, 65 young men from 8 to 16 are in the program and will learn about gun violence, street violence, health, and manners.
That was good because they was teaching us how to not play with guns because they're not good to play with, and to not be on these streets like other people are.
Brown says he loves the camp.
We'll have God in our life all the time. They will let us make friends. They'll let us do a whole lot of stuff, but we do work hard.
The structure of the program caught the eye of Kim Kennedy.
You got grandmothers raising the young men, you got the aunts, you even got single fathers.
She encourages parents to look into it.
They offer a lot for $85. You know, I'm not knocking any other camps, but they offer a whole lot. 2 days a week, and everything that they give them and instill in them, they provide their uniforms, they give them a backpack with a journal so they can have their thoughts, mental health counseling. They have the counselors there to help them. They bracket them in an age group. They even pick them up.
It's a relief, a real big relief.
Rachel Wilkerson, WRTV.
Oh, well, next Thursday, the IMPD police chief, deputy chief, and Marion County prosecutor will visit the campers to teach them about the impact of gun violence and how possessing guns is the #1 charge the prosecutor's office is filing among our young people. Are your kids ready to race into some summer fun now that school is out? The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum has some summer camps they may want to check out. Todd?
And it remains a little unsettled as we work our way through the weekend. What that means for you is some rain chances in the forecast both Saturday and Sunday. Neither day, though, is a washout, as most of the heavier rain will fall while you're sleeping Saturday into Sunday. I'll explain in your WRTV Storm Team Forecast.
And are you a Pacers super fan? We know you're celebrating today, and we want to see all of your pictures. Scan the QR code on your screen right now and send them in. We'll show them here on WRTV. We'll be right back.
You're watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
Tonight, the WNBA is on ION in a doubleheader. First up, the Atlanta Dream take on the Connecticut Sun at 7:30. Then the Dallas Wings host the Los Angeles Sparks at 9:30. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. Then tomorrow night on ION, National Women's Soccer League action. Bay FC will battle the Portland Thorns at 7:30. That's followed by Angel City FC taking on the Chicago Stars. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. And by the way, ION is owned by the same company as WRTV. Well, do you have a child interested in pursuing a career in the racing industry? The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum is offering 2 summer camps for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Robo Racers campers will code an autonomous version of a Lego robot and compete in a race. The camp runs July 7th through 11th. The Racing Careers Camp runs from July 14th through the 18th. 7th and 8th graders will learn about roles beyond the driver and pit crew and include engineering, marketing, sponsorships, and finance. The camps are $250 and you can register at imsmuseum.org/summer-camps. That sounds like an amazing opportunity.
Right? I mean, we just had that story, right, with IMS and the other summer camp. Yeah. I had some summer camps when I was growing up, but not to the extent and the range that people have the opportunity now. And it's absolutely terrific to see, you know, for kids to get involved in. I know my niece and nephews, they're involved in summer camps, and it's a great thing to do when you're not in school.
I did dance and cheer when I was little,
there
so that was always
absolutely
fun.
Mine were like usually sports related, like
definitely.
soccer, baseball. All right, if you're outside here this evening, especially in southern locations, you'll have to keep an eye on the potential, at least for some rain and maybe a few thunderstorms. Not anticipating severe weather. Here's a live look at radar right now, and you can see some rain starting to enter the equation here from Terre Haute down towards Sullivan, and this will continue to work its way eastward, eventually into Spencer and Martinsville and Bloomington. But as far as the heavier rain goes, that's really going to stay right along the Ohio River, where they have some flash flooding and then some thunderstorm warnings a little further south towards the Paducah area. But some of these storms may start to develop, and you can see a few speckles here on radar, which is some thunderstorms developing just kind of south of our viewing area. But nonetheless, I would say from Bloomington to Columbus and then points to the south this evening, there could be a quick little flare-up with a heavier storm that could produce some hail and maybe some heavier rainfall and some gusty winds. North of that, there could be a few spotty showers this evening, but all the rain's going to be pretty light, and I think this model's kind of overdoing it a little bit here north of Indianapolis. So carry on with any plans you have this evening. Just know that there will be some rain chances across the area. Here's a live look from downtown off to the west, and you see the clouds and kind of the haze that's out there. It's a little on the muggy side. 77 is your current temperature in the city. Couple 80s on the map here off to the east, but most of us are in the 70s this evening, and that's generally where we'll stay with the cloud cover. It's not until late tonight we drop down into the 60s, and again, a few hit or miss showers will be possible this evening. Now, as we look ahead to your weekend forecast, we'll focus on Saturday, late Saturday night into Sunday, and then Sunday itself. As we work our way into the day tomorrow, I'll start with this picture of the canal in Broad Ripple, because that's the duck race in Broad Ripple. If you haven't been, it's a great event supporting the Broad Ripple area. They send all the ducks down the canal. We'll start with some sunshine. The clouds will increase. A few storms will be possible late in the day as we get into your Saturday, but most of the day will be dry. Now, as we work our way into late Saturday and Sunday, that's when we're going to start to see some heavier rainfall. So this is tonight. You'll see your rainfall totals, just a couple hundredths of an inch in southern locations. We'll add a little more to that as we work our way into Saturday morning. And then we don't really add a whole lot during the daytime hours on Saturday. So that tells you it's going to be mainly dry. But watch what happens Saturday night into Sunday. We get this big push of some heavier rain that comes in, where some areas overnight Saturday into Sunday could see maybe 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. And then as we get to Sunday itself, that heavier rain moves out throughout the morning, mostly cloudy, a few spotty showers in the afternoon. So the heaviest of the rain throughout the entire weekend is going to be, while most of you are sleeping, Saturday into Sunday, but be aware of that. We'll take the storm chances out of the forecast after Monday for at least a couple days, with highs in the 70s and 80s.
I'm John Mattery's. Father's Day is June 15th, and whether Dad just likes working on the house or relaxing in the yard, we've got some great gifts that you can find for him.
Father's Day is just around the corner, and there will be plenty of sales this weekend, from power tools to tech gadgets and ties. John Matarese with Scripps News Group tells us how to score the best deals.
Father's Day is June 15th, so we came to the hardware store to see what kind of deals you can find for the garage guru, Mr. Fix-It, or just the king of your backyard. It's going to be a busy week here at Ace Hardware.
Most of them are running anywhere from $30 to $50 off.
Where tool kits, power tools, and lawn equipment are all on sale.
A lot of options. You have the Milwaukee, you have the DeWalt.
Salesman Ed Rooch says this week also brings something you rarely see.
There's some specials, yes, for Father's Day.
Markdowns on top-rated Weber grills.
You have the Spirits. You can get one, the 2-burner, for under $400.
Trey Bodge, smart shopping expert at TrueTray.com, says for those dads who are especially hard to buy for, personalized gifts are a great option, especially when you're on a budget.
Personalization is a huge trend right now.
Her product ideas include a luxury robe gift set, a stamped leather wallet, cupcake, cup candies, and a smartphone photo printer. All are less than $100. And Bodge says if you're really stumped, try the app Gift Ya, a modern-day version of the gift card.
You can choose either his favorite store or restaurant that he can shop at, or you can choose the Visa option, so he could use it literally anywhere. He receives a notification by text. He pairs it with his debit card or credit card, and then that spending money that you've put into it is available for him to use right away.
Bodge also recommends giving an experience, like taking Dad to play miniature golf or roller skating.
You could go on a site like Groupon, for example, and look for discounts, and ultimately, that's really what dads want, is to spend time with their kids. And that's a great, inexpensive, and fun way to do that.
And that way you don't waste your money. John Matteries, Scripps News Group.
All new at 6 p.m., making sure veterans get the support they need, how groups are reaching out to those who served. And next at 5:30, a new initiative encouraging men to reach out. As June marks Men's Mental Health Month, the summit starting next week, hoping to break the stigma.